Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to this tutorial. We're going to do a full stack React app. Um, it's going to have a GraphQL backend, and it's going to use Apollo React on the front end. Um, it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to try to clone. We're going to try to clone YouTube, or thereabouts. So I'm going to build it on Cloud9. I own a Chromebook. I don't do any development locally. I do everything on Cloud9. Um, so I'm going to create a new workspace. If you don't have a Cloud9 account, you can get one. It's free. You have to use a credit card, but they don't charge it. Pretty good site. A lot of cool tools. Call it YouTube Clone, and then we're going to use a blank workspace right here. All this can be done locally too. I just don't have, my computer can't do it. So it takes a second. It's building the workspace right now. But we're going to do our best to, we're going to be able to upload videos to an AWS bucket. And we're going to use, I think we're going to use MongoDB. We're going to use MLab. It's an online database. That way anyone can do it. You don't have to fiddle around with a local database or anything like that. Cloud9 is pretty cool. You get your files over here. You got your editor here, and you got a bash window. It's a Linux virtual machine. It's pretty cool. So first thing I'm going to do is get the latest version of Node. It's got nvm. I just ran nvm install 9, and then I'm going to say nvm alias default 9. That way, every time I come back, they'll have this newest version of Node and npm 5. I think it normally would have like Node 6, but I want the latest version. So I'm going to install a couple things. Actually, let's run npm init and then -y for streaming through it fast. And we'll install a couple packages with npm install. I is short for install. Capital S for save instead of -- save. And we'll install Express. Install body parser. And Apollo Server Express. This is the Apollo graphical website. It's their new version 2.0, I guess, of all the different stuff there. We'll install that stuff. And it looks like we need to install GraphQL as well as a peer dependency for those. So we will. npm install -save GraphQL. And I want to be able to use ES6 features, especially the import and export in this backend. It'll be built into the Create React app that we're going to use on the front end, but it's not built in to Node. So we're going to install a few things to make it work on Node. I'm going to npm install -D for development dependencies. We're going to install the Babel CLI, Babel -preset -env, and also NodeMon. And while that installs, we're going to create a file in our root directory, and we're going to call it server.js. Open that up. We're going to create another file. I'm going to call it .babel rc. And inside of .babel rc, I'm going to make an object. In that object, I'm going to call presets. It's going to be an array. And inside that array, inside quotes, it's going to be regular env rather. Save that and close it. Now we can test that right away, see if it works. We'll say import Express from Express. Say const server equals Express. Say const port equals 8081. Now, if you're developing locally, you can use any port you want. On Cloud9, you have ports 8080, 8081, and 8082 to work with. And our front end, I'm going to put on 8080. That's the default port. And I'm going to put the back end on port 8081. So that's why I'm doing that. And then we'll say server.listen. That's a function. We'll say port. And then comma, we'll do a callback function, .arrow function. And we'll just console.log server listening on ports on port Yes, it's more characters to do it that way, but just wanted to show you a string literal if you've never seen one. You put the backticks, $, and then braces in your function or your variable rather inside there. And to test that works, let's go to our package.json real quick. And you see our dependencies are where they're supposed to be. Our dev dependencies are where they're supposed to be. I don't know what's going on with that description. But here, we're going to do nodemon /server --exec. I forget the rest. Server.js -exec Babel node can't remember what the E and the JS are for. I think it'll probably work without those, but since it was in my other one, we'll run it on this one, and we'll call it server. So if you don't know, that just creates a script that we can run with npm from the command line. So we'll test our server by typing npm run server. And as you can see, nodemon started up, and our console log server listening on port 8081. So that means our Babel setup is good because Node will not run this import statement unless we're using Babel. So that's why you need the Babel RC file. It automatically reads that in the background and uses as those packages we installed in order to run our code through the transpiler and then turn it into regular ES5 JavaScript that the Node engine can understand. So we're off to a pretty good start, and this is going to be done in 10-minute videos because that's the limit on my free screencasting software for now. So that's it for the first video. And we're right back with the second video where we're going to set up some of our basic GraphQL stuff on the back end. See you in a bit.